Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we are doing probably our first regular video Q&A. A lot of you guys have sent us your questions and we are going to try and answer as many of them as honestly as we can.
Well, why would we lie?
I don't know why I need to say that.
First question.
We have Josh Halgren. What is your favorite movie franchise of all time?
So let's do outside of horror. And my favorite movie franchise would probably be the Dark Knight series from Christopher Nolan.
I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so definitely the Lord of the Rings for me.
I don't really have a franchise that I like.
Oh, you like Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel, if that's a franchise. I don't think it is.
I would say Marvel.
Okay, so Marvel movies. I like those. All right, Visionary Studios. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Friday the 13th 3, because it's in 3D. And I just like it a lot.
Mine would be Jason Goes to Hell. It's a little, not the greatest one, but I just love it.
And that's a controversial pick.
Yeah.
But,
I'm going OG. I'm always with the first one. For me, in these ones, I always love the originals.
I'm going to retract my 3D statement and probably gonna go for 4. The final chapter. Tommy Jarvis, man. Do you guys like kaiju movies like Godzilla or King Kong?
I absolutely love those movies. I probably have about 50 VHSs in my place. And you guys don't even understand. When Jay would come over after the bar and he would crash at my place, the movies we would watch would be one of these Godzilla films on my VCR. And I got action figures. I love those movies. I grew up with them and I think they're fantastic.
Christopher Uzon. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly, excuse me. I am a big fan of you guys and I do have a few questions. Who are your favorite horror directors? Saw or Final Destination? And if you can choose any film to remake, which would it be? Okay. Horror director, John Carpenter. I think I'm gonna go Final Destination. I just really like the concept of Final Destination and any horror film that should be remade. Blood Diner from the 1980s. It just got a re-release from Lionsgate, but I really wish it got remade because I need to see that lowrider scene done again with a more serious, dark tone. I think that would be fucking hilarious. Or disturbing.
I'm gonna go with Wes Craven.
Saw or Final Destination?
Saw.
If you can choose any horror film to be remade, which one would it be?
I want a remake of Chud.
Yes, it needs a remake.
Yeah.
I definitely think that.
Favorite horror director? I'm going more modern. I really love James Wan's work recently. Yep. Nothing against the classics. I do like Carpenter, I do like Craven, but just recently I've really enjoyed everything James Wan has done and I've given him the credit he deserves. For me, it's Final Destination. I mean, the kills are just so cool, the story's awesome, and I love that series. Movie to be remade, The Gate. I would love to see what a modern day Gate would be like.
I can't imagine it's gonna be stellar.
You never know.
You were the same guy that was like, oh, Ghoulies is the best. We gotta review Ghoulies. And it is garbage. Maybe if they remade Ghoulies, I think I'd be okay with a Ghoulies remake because that's a movie that I think everybody thinks is better than it is and needs to be remade so they can go back to the original and realize, no, it's actually shit. They just look like Boglins. Remember those toys? All the characters look like Boglins.
I'm telling you right now, if they could remake Ghoulies, it would only have to be Ghoulies 3, Zac Efron as the lead. Because it's Ghoulies go to college. Can you imagine Zac Efron?
You almost said Ghoulies go to university.
I know, I was a little nervous.
You think they're the upper echelon of fucking goblins. Mark Black, do you have to get permission to use clips from movies or even show package art? No. We often reach out to directors or directors reach out to us and give us written consent to use clips of their films in our reviews. Also, because we are doing reviews, and because it's like news and commentary, we fall under fair use, so we can basically use whatever clips we want, so long as we don't show a ton of the movie. Like if we did a review that was an hour and a half of a movie that's an hour and 45 minutes, we might have some issues. But since our reviews are like 7 to 8 minutes, it's not a big deal. We do get copyright claims on all of our videos pretty much, and we just dispute them and we win because they realize, yeah, you're right, you're in the right.
Yeah.
Steve Ramsey, this guy's cool. He has his own woodworking channel. He's got like 700,000 subscribers. He says, I'm obsessed with this channel. Okay, think hard. We all get used to horror films and we're hard to scare. What is the most seriously disturbing or unsettling movie you have seen? Maybe it had such realism that its impact stuck with you for days.
Gone Girl. That lady. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's a crazy one.
I think someone could do that.
Well, don't spoil anything, but
That's all I said.
it's a nutty movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
It's not a horror, but it'll scare you.
For me, it's not just like one movie. I just get really disturbed when it's eye mutilation. I have a thing with eyes. Like I can't even touch my own eyes. So when I see something happening to like someone's eyes, I just like I can't look at it. It's weird.
It's true.
And like
I don't think
anything
it's that
happens-
weird. I think a lot of people have that fear. It's like the needles thing. It's like people have like a fear of needles or clowns, and like eyes is like a huge one.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I mean,
Yeah.
my roommate Dave has like a thing with belly buttons.
Yeah.
Can't even touch a belly button near him.
Or Mike, me, Jay, and our friend Mike went to see Saw in theaters, and during the needle pit scene, just gets up, walks
you later.
right out of
Gotta
the
go
theater,
throw up.
and that's that.
I have to say, Snowtown Murders. It is one that I'm gonna tackle this one on Extreme Underground, probably like next week, depending on when this airs. This movie fucked my head up because I genuinely thought like I was a serial killer. Like, everything is just super real. It's not like grotesque or anything. It's not like a Serbian film, like over the top exploitation kind of thing. This is a real thing that happened in Australia or New Zealand, and it's fucked up. And you just kind of see like these guys turn from regular people into killers, and you can see them kind of evolve, and it's so fucking disturbing. You gotta watch it, but be weary, because you might turn into a serial killer. All right, Nicholas Vincent here decided to ask like 10 questions. We're gonna answer one of them because we have like 100 other questions to answer. So we'll choose top 3 movie monsters. And I think we should go with like universal monsters, so to keep it simple.
Okay. So, The Mummy.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like the Brendan Fraser one. The first one.
Oh my god. You and Colin. Jeez.
I don't know
That's
how you
Colin's
like-
favorite
yeah.
movie, by the way. Colin's not here, unfortunately, but his favorite movie is The Mummy.
Yeah, he would answer. You asked, "What's your favorite franchise?" Oh, The Mummy. Favorite movie? The Mummy. Did you guys hear they're rebooting The Mummy? Not the one you think, Colin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not Colin crazy about it, but it was a fun romp. I'm looking forward to the Tom Cruise one.
Yeah.
Right? And, I like ancient Egypt, and that's The Mummy.
I think, I don't know. This is really tough because I'm not a huge, like, monster fan in general. I think I'd probably go Frankenstein because I remember really liking Mary Shelley's Frankenstein when it originally came out. I haven't seen pretty much any other Frankenstein movie since then, other than Army of Frankensteins, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I guess Frankenstein, I just like the concept. Frankenhooker's pretty fun.
I'm going Dracula only because growing up, Abbott and Costello meet the Frankenstein monster. Dracula was like the guy, and you just look at how much Dracula is growing, and it's spread to just vampires in general. And on top of that, Monster Squad, Dracula was the scariest one in that movie.
Next up, we have a random guy online, probably the best name that we've had here so far. Most underrated and overrated horror films. I'm gonna speak for the group on overrated. Hills Have Eyes. We recently watched. Not good. I don't know why it's so loved in the horror community. Maybe just because Wes Craven's attached. I don't get it.
We're talking the original, not the remake.
Right. Underrated. Most underrated horror films. I'm gonna start with Bound to Vengeance. This is like a rape revenge movie with no rape in it. And it's amazing. And I don't know why nobody's talked about it. I highly recommend it. And I have another one, but I'll close this segment out once we get through the line here.
For me, underrated and underappreciated, John Carpenter's Vampires. It's something I rarely hear people talk about, and I remember loving it.
Okay.
Fuck, next up, underrated, Dario Argento. Never mind.
I'm just saying, it doesn't get the love it deserves.
I think
when you think of John Carpenter movies.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the time, before it found some, I thought Tucker and Dale was severely underappreciated.
Yeah.
Crazily overlooked. One of the best horror parodies out there. And more people should have given it a shot for sure.
Thankfully, it is now, like, people now dig it, but, like, at the time, like, if it would have picked up steam immediately, we would have got a sequel right off the bat.
Yeah.
But there is a sequel in the making, so that's cool. Okay, guys, here's the big one. Jason Takes Manhattan, underrated. Fuck the haters. I don't get it. Just because, hold on, I know I've said this in live streams, I talk about this all the time. Jason Takes Manhattan, it's a mediocre movie, but it's still a good Jason movie. It's Jason killing people. The only reason people don't like it is because it doesn't take place in New York. It takes place on a boat, and that's fine. If they just changed the title, if they said Jason Takes a Boat, everyone would love it. But the only reason that people hate it is because he doesn't take Manhattan.
Jason Goes to Sea. That's what
Yeah, Jason Goes to Sea would be a much better title. It has Jason. He's killing people in great ways. Some of them are hilarious. Like, it's got all of the things that you like about a Jason movie, but the title, they tweaked a bit to try and sell, to get some more, like, asses in seats. And it worked. But, I mean, like, come on, guys. It's good. Well, it's okay. It's not good, but it's fine. Favorite modern slasher? That's a tough one.
That is really tough.
That's really hard because we watch so many goddamn movies.
You know what? I'm going with Hatchet. I really like Victor Crowley. I thought Kane Hodder as Victor Crowley is one of the better modern slashers.
It's a good one. One that comes to mind, Chrome Skull.
Yeah, Chrome Skull from Laid to Rest.
Yeah, I think that one is one of my favorite.
He's
modern.
great. Oh, he's so good. I really hope they make a third one. I guess we're talking slasher, like people, and based on what you guys are saying, then I'm gonna do Leslie Vernon because he's just so out there and so different. Behind the Mask is such a great movie because, you know, it's Leslie Vernon. If you haven't seen Behind the Mask, please check it out. It's awesome.
I wish they would just make the sequel already. Like, why is there no funding for this film?
I don't know. Okay, this one's gonna be a tough one, guys. This one, Agustin Garcia says best and worst horror movie sequels.
Best and worst horror movie sequels.
Damn.
Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie is hands down the worst sequel. Either that or Thanksgiving 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
I gotta go with Thanksgiving 3 is the worst. It's actually the only movie that we've ever turned off because we couldn't watch it while trying to do a review.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen a lot of shitty movies, but we've never turned them off. We always watch them all the way through, except for Thanksgiving 3, which is actually Thanksgiving 2.
Yeah, and it's just the charm isn't there from what made the first one good, and that was the problem. Is when you take something that people like and you just throw it out the window, it's not enjoyable.
Best horror movie sequel.
Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with that as well. You coming in with that?
Yeah, you got-
hot fire. Next up, we got Miles Kitchen. What got you guys started doing this? What first drew you to horror movies? and any possibility of reviewing a few horror TV shows. Reviewing horror TV shows? No, not yet, because this isn't our job, and it takes too much dedication to try and stay up to date with on an each episode basis, because we all watch shows and it's just impossible.
Yeah, the only way we would even consider doing it is like a whole season 1 review.
Yeah. What first drew you to horror movies?
For me, it was being a kid and going into Jumbo Video with my dad and seeing these posters just on the wall, and it's definitely the concept art. You're seeing the covers, you're seeing the posters, and you're intrigued. So you have to watch it, but you're too young to watch it. So you gotta wait till like 10 o'clock at night when everyone's asleep and you go in that late night TV.
Yeah, it's the allure of you're kind of doing something grown up, right? So it's like I'm 5, 6 years old and I get to watch these Dracula movies, or like, you know, all these Tales from the Crypt.
Oh,
yeah, Tales from the Crypt was huge.
Right? So that was on TV every Friday night.
And then Saturday mornings, you got the kid-friendly version.
Yeah, mine was definitely Child's Play. When I saw Child's Play, I had like got my mom. I'm like, yo, I've seen this movie and I want to watch it again. Can we rent this? I was straight up was lying. I've never seen that movie. And the moment I saw it, I'm like, it terrified me for years. Like I hid all of my stuffed animals in my closet after that. At night, during the day they were chilling. At night they're in the closet. But that's what pretty much got me into it. And then what kept me into it was like Jason, pretty much.
Yeah.
He became like, growing up in the mid 90s, it was like you saw Jason on like SNL and you saw him like kind of everywhere as like his movies were coming out. And you're just like, okay, well, like I like this guy. He's kind of cool. Hockey mask, neat.
Yeah, Freddy was mine. That was
Freddy. Yeah. Jason, I think he was on Arsenio Hall.
Yeah,
he was.
Best talk show, best horror guy.
Think about Freddy in that rap video with
the Fat Boys.
Yeah, the Fat Boys, yep.
Fresh Prince, Killer on My Street? Come on. Okay, what got us started? I guess it was just like our love for horror movies. We just kind of we've talked about this before, but originally we were doing this to help our buddy Andy out. To be honest, like he's not on the show, and we'll get there. This one's a little lengthy. So our buddy Andy, he was a writer and he wanted to like write horror movies or do something. And Trav decided that like, hey, why don't we get Andy doing something to kind of help his craft? And we were gonna do a podcast on horror movies because that's what Andy likes. And we liked. We watched movies with Andy. And then Andy didn't show up when we went to record. So we decided, hey, John, did you want to come over?
Yeah, because I loved horror movies too.
And why not? Let's go. And then that's kind of how we started. And we just started originally supposed to do a podcast, and then we ended up just shooting it because I had a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the equipment and figured, let's use it.
Yeah. And then that's the story of us.
Yeah. Billiards 8 Kid. He sounds like a pool shark, if I'm being honest.
Right, yeah.
Who's your top 5 old school rappers? I don't know how old school,
Yeah, how old?
but I'm like really into rap, so I'll probably field this one. I don't know if you're gonna field it.
Well, yeah, what's old school? Like, is DMX old school now?
Yeah, like, is Ja Rule old school?
I don't know, but I definitely still listen to rap, so I think I'm the most qualified.
I think you can take it.
I'm gonna go Biggie, Big L. I'd go Guru from Gangstar, Old Fat Joe, Digging into Crates Fat Joe, and probably Ghostface, as I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, been listening since 36 Chambers came out.
So I'd just go Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go Wu-Tang. Fine, Wu-Tang. But if I had to go like between the members, I think Ghostface. I shouldn't read this. The big bad boss says hi. The horror dude. If you were forced to bring one horror movie villain to a Christmas party to meet your family, who would you bring?
Okay.
I'd probably bring Freddy because he'd be a blast. Like he'd just be so fun, and he might like accidentally like turn into like the turkey. Like you'd end up seeing like a Freddy turkey face.
Freddy turkey.
I
don't
would
know.
bring the turkey from Thanksgiving
And then eat
and
him.
then eat him.
Fine. Yo, you're coming to my dinner.
Yeah. Wait, hey, I brought dinner.
What are you bringing?
I bring in the ghoulies just because I think it would be hilarious having a whole bunch of little creatures running around over the holidays.
Okay, I'm changing mine.
Okay.
I'm changing mine to Jennifer from Jennifer's
I was
Body.
gonna say, yeah.
Because that's fucking Megan Fox.
Yep.
Why not? Serial Killer X says, since your favorite killer is Jason, why do you love the Friday the 13th movies? Haven't found anything that goes in depth about that. Because I like boobs and blood. Nothing too in depth about it, and that's why I like the Friday series, because you don't need to think. It's just go get them. Go get them, Jason. Go kill some people.
You go, dude. You go.
Axel Cordova, are you gonna review any other horror movies from the 1980s? We reviewed one tonight. So yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna continue
Yeah.
to do that forever. AHS Fanboy, if you had to change the channel name, what would you change it to? Love your videos. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We actually have that in place.
Yes.
The channel name would be Bloodbath TV. All of our social media is Bloodbath TV. We know that we're gonna have to change our name at some point because I'm sure we're gonna get into some kind of copyright issue or trademark issue with Bed Bath & Beyond. And, you know, we already own Bloodbath.tv.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it just makes
we'd
sense.
lose the pun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as funny, but you guys always call us Bloodbath anyway, so
Yeah, so-
it is what it is. Kool-Aid Jammer! That's an awesome name, and I want one right now. It's filled with rum.
Yeah.
What is your favorite horror movie character? It doesn't have to be a villain this
I
time,
know.
right? Like, it can be anybody.
Ash.
Yep, Ash is dope.
Shark number 42 in Sharknado.
I gotta go the Bradster. Night of the Creeps. That guy's fucking... He's too hip.
I'm definitely going Fat Kid from Monster Squad because I grew up loving him, and I will always remember the line where he just kills the creature of the Black Lagoon, and the guy's just like, "Hey, Fat Kid, thanks," and he just like cocks the gun. He's like, "My name is Horace."
Oh
Like,
yeah, that was gangster.
and like Wolfman's got nards, like
Yeah, and you don't know his name.
Horace.
Well, now you know his name.
You said it.
He said,
But you said Fat Kid.
well, that's because he's known as Fat Kid.
Okay. Fine. Visionary Studios back at it again with those questions. What is your least favorite horror movie and the horror movie that you hate the most?
Least favorite. Nail Gun Massacre.
Really?
I hated that.
But he had a dope ass like helmet.
She.
That's a spoiler. But I think like the fucking helmet really nailed that costume. Oh.
I'm gonna have to say Slew Hampshire. Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Slew Hampshire is garbage.
yeah, like that is, I think, one of the movies I was just royally done with. I was like, why am I watching this right now?
It would probably be Thanksgiving 3. Like, I just can't see any value in that garbage movie. And I know we've already said that, but like, it angers me. And I'm getting angry just thinking about it, so that's the one. I'm tilted. Tim Webb, our buddy Tim Webb, down under.
Yep.
He's from Australia. Have you ever thought about reviewing horror games? Yes, thought about it. Don't have the time to do it because you had to put in like 40 hours to beat the game and then figure out how to review it.
Yeah, especially like a series like Clock Tower where there's like 15, 20 different endings. It's like, okay, how am I gonna review like ending 1 to 20? Or if I miss one, do I even know that I missed one?
How did you all meet? Me and Trav went to high school together. We were in art class.
Grade 9.
I was a big stoner. He had a pot leaf necklace, and I liked it. Called him Spliff Daddy back in the day.
Jay and I actually met at a concert. It was pretty random, and we just met. We found that we had a lot of interest, and we kept in touch.
We talked on like MSN or Yahoo or whatever.
ICQ, like
yeah.
Yeah, and then like I ended up just coming down maybe 6 months later and went to school with him for a week. I don't know how they allowed me to do that, but I did. It was a blast.
I got a blowjob at lunch.
Yeah, I introduced them to all the ladies and they loved them. But what was funny is, because I went to Notre Dame, we had to wear uniforms, and for Jay to attend, he had to wear a uniform. And our friend Mike, who was a big boy at the time, gave Jay his uniform, and it was like so huge on you, but you loved it because like
I was kind of a gangster anyway.
Yeah, it was
so
great.
Fucking rock it.
And then I met him too.
When Andy didn't show up, I'm like, I got a guy. And what do you guys do to wind down?
YouTube.
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. I play a lot of Overwatch on the PC. Add me up. Killsbury.
I watch a lot of anime and wrestling. I pretty much sit on my computer, WWE Network or Crunchyroll.
I read or YouTube. That's what I do.
Lamont Smith. Love the channel, Jay. And you guys, probably.
Yeah.
He likes you guys.
Fuck you, dude.
What are your opinions of the horror remakes that come out recently, such as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Hills Have Eyes, Friday the 13th, and Evil Dead? Also, Jay, will you ever get over your fear for paranormal horror films?
Whoa.
LOL. I'll start with that one. I don't have a fear of paranormal films. I have a hatred for tacky jump scares. And so I can watch paranormal movies. They just piss me off to the point where I don't even want to watch them. I'm getting angry. I just absolutely hate them. Yes, some of them can scare me because that's their intent. However, they're just poorly created garbage for mass consumption, and I don't like them.
As for reboot movies and stuff that's remade, I think it's really hit or miss. Hills Have Eyes, the remake is fantastic. I did enjoy like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think as the time goes on and like the fact that we can do more practical effects and have like stronger cinematography, we get better looking movies.
I think people really just need to realize that a remake or a reboot doesn't, like, you don't go back and delete the old movie. It's still there.
Hit the delete button on the last one.
Yeah, like, we're done with this one. It's this one now. Like, it's fine. If they do it well, they do it well.
The originals still exist.
Yeah.
So fucking don't get your panties in a knot. Just watch the new ones. If you like them, you like them. If not, go watch the old ones again. I've done like a top 10 list on horror remakes, and I think a ton of them are great. There are a ton of shitty ones, but I mean, that's completely at the discretion of the viewer, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, some people might love the Martyrs remake, and I might want to punch them in the head, but you can say what you want to say. Cryptoid Alchemist. How do you guys come up with the name Bloodbath and Beyond, and where is the jingle from? The jingle, I'll start with that. I bought a file off of Audio Jungle. I took a snippet out of it, I extended it, and reversed it. Because I knew it was gonna be in every single video, and I never wanted to get hit with copyright for a song, so I made sure that it was indistinguishable from the original. It's also pitch shifted down, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And as for the name, we were in a Facebook group before we were doing the first episode, and we were just kind of spitballing ideas. I typed in, you know, we wanted something punny. Funny and punny was the goal. And so I just happened to type it, and then we're just like, yeah, that's it. Then we later realized it was in a Simpsons episode, and it was just...
There's a Matt Hazard game.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, but we just took it, we made it our own, and here we are.
Yep. And there's also a band in Florida that uses our name and has stolen our logo. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Actually, they're alright.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
They forward our emails. Bonzo Villegas. That's a dope ass name. Have you guys ever made any films yourselves? Kind of.
I have. I actually did some work in like television and film industry because like I went to school for film, and I've just been on set doing like PA work in the early days, but nothing really notable.
I haven't made films. I've starred in films. I was in movies like 88, where I'm arresting officer of Catherine Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
And both me and John were news anchors in Volumes of Blood 2.
Yeah.
And we've made music videos and little short films that are now unlisted or private because they're garbage. Chad Conway, what up? Since you guys like what I call trash horror, I want to know what that is.
Question.
I just came across a film you need to review, Night of Something Strange. Not a question, Chad,
But maybe.
but I do want to check it out because it looks ridiculous. We did a trailer reaction for it a while ago. Ron Bonk recommended it. I think it's from SRS Cinema. John Strayton. His wife just added me to Facebook.
Yeah.
I know about it and I want to watch it. Hey guys, what part of Canada are you from? My hometown is St. Catharines, Ontario. In Sask, making money. I don't know what that means.
I'll tell you. He's in Saskatchewan.
Oh, but his hometown is St. Catharines.
That's
Yeah.
We're from. I'm in St. Catharines. We're in St. Catharines
Catharines
right now filming
Yeah.
this. So yes, we're from Canada. A lot of people don't know.
Yep.
We're from Canada.
Niagara, Toronto.
Niagara and Toronto, yeah.
And if the three of you were to make a horror movie, what ideas would you all throw in to make a 5 bearded Johns out of 5 rating?
Well, I can tell you this. I write scripts for horror. I have one that I would love to make one day about a lumberjack. I know I've talked to Jay a few times about doing like a news broadcast horror movie, which I think would be cool, but I'm always writing stuff, so...
A news one would be cool because you have so many different elements to play with. You could just like have a killer that's fucking up news anchors and weathermen, and there's so many puns. They write themselves. It'd be hilarious. Arles Bibble McCabe. Crazy name. If you could film your own movie, what would it be about? Just answered that. Also, if you were in a horror movie, how long would you survive?
Well, Bibble, I would survive because I've learned a couple things. You just get the fuck out of there.
Fair enough. That's a good. I think I'd die immediately.
Yeah, no, I'm not stupid. I don't need to open that door. I don't need to go around that corner.
Like, I know which decisions I should make, but me as a person, I think that if I was actually in a horror movie, I'd be like a guy partying, and I'd just be in one of those montages where people get sliced up, and that's
Yeah.
it.
I'd probably get screwed by helping someone. That would probably be the way that I
Helping
would
nobody.
go.
Fucking white knighting over here. ECT says, what's your favorite horror movie soundtrack? I have to say It Follows. I think It Follows has one of the best soundtracks.
Halloween, Saw.
Maybe We Are Still Here or It Follows.
Starry Eyes also has a really
Starry
good
Eyes was really
soundtrack
nice, yeah.
as well.
Yeah, there's so many, and like pretty much anything with like the cool synthy sound. Or like if we could do Suspiria, like anything Goblin, fuck yeah. All right, we've answered like a ton of questions. We're actually we had so many questions that we're gonna make like another video, at least one other video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you come back and check out that other video as well. And thank you for asking all these questions, it's great. And thank you on 25,000 subscribers. We got that. Oh yeah, we forgot to say that earlier.
That's why we're doing this.
we got 25,000 subscribers. It's crazy. So it's great to like just talk one-on-one with you guys. It's not one-on-one, I guess.
We're gonna talk at you.
Yeah, we'll answer your questions.
3 to many.
3 to yes. Come back for the other video. Take it easy. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drilly. You already subscribed. That's why you're here.